You've turned their pages, now hear their voices. Today we have it, K.iller. Hi, K.
Hello.
Girl, this is long overdue.
Just a little bit. Well, just a tiny
Oh,
bit.
way over. But listen, I've bought some books, so
Indeed.
I think, and we're doing a giveaway on your books.
Yeah, we are. Surprise. Look out for that and all the fun things you have to do.
Oh, I'm so ready. Like, am I just in a mood, or is it just in the air today?
I think it's just in the air every day. At this point. Like, welcome to the world. There's something in the air every day.
Every day. Oh my God. So, for those who listen and pay attention, I say it a lot. But if you want to hang out with us, go over to TikTok, where we are very involved in the influencer world and we talk about books.
I mean, we talk about them, we write them,
We
we
geek
scream
out about
about
them.
them, we cry
We
about
cry.
them.
The crying part is so real.
Or, there's the
Okay.
continuous recommendations. Like,
Oh, yeah.
listen, have you
All
read
the
this
time.
yet? Because, like, if you haven't, go read it
You need to. And you can hang out with the authors who write them.
and realize that we're just like everybody else.
Yeah, and sometimes we get a little bit feral, I'm not gonna lie.
By feral, she means sassy pants. Every time she goes live, she turns into a Miss Sassy Pants. That's what she means. Not feral like we're all fucking heathens on spice water. No, she's sassy. Don't act
To
like you're
be
surprised. Do not act like you're surprised.
to be fair though,
To be
when
fine.
I get onto the lives, it's like in the very late night, wee hours of the morning, and I'm dog ass tired at that point. So sassy it is.
Miss Ma'am,
What?
have you forgotten the times that I go live with you? That it's been in the morning, the afternoon, and the night. And Miss Sassy Pants comes out every time. It's not
I
just
mean,
nighttime. It's morning and afternoon and night. Because if people fuck around, they find out.
well, that is true. It's energy matching. I
Very
match
true.
energy.
Or you energy match what you're like looking at on your screen. That's nothing to do with anybody in live. You'll just look at your computer and you're like, you know what? I don't like your energy. And then you look at the live as if we caused it.
That's fair. That's actually very fair. Especially when I'm doing research and I'm
You'll
like,
literally
oh,
look at the
oh.
screen and I'm like, excuse me, do not look at me in that tone of voice. I did not do it.
I mean, accurate statement. I do it to myself. But you know what? Like, it's a
Oh,
good
I do it
time
all the
over
time. You
there.
know how many times I've been in a mood and I'll like walk by a mirror and look and I'm like, yeah, fuck you too.
That's that's relevant. Okay, so you have a bleeding hearts. Let me tell you, you went hard on this book. I thought I was prepared. Mm-mm,
Listen, there's a
I
reason
wasn't.
I tell everybody to buckle the fuck up. Like, that's not like, oh, ha ha ha, look at me. No, it's literally a warning. I am very big on like, fuck just telling you trigger warnings. I will warn you in my promo when I go live. If anybody mentions that they want to read my stuff, I'm like, listen, buckle up
Mm,
for the emotional roller coaster that is the Killer verse because you are not prepared.
no, no. And the assumptions that I had, like the forecasting, I was like, and is this what's going to happen? Is this what's going to happen? Is this what's going to happen? And like, just keep reading.
Uh
Just
huh.
keep reading.
Well, and see, the
And then I'm
thing
like,
is that
oh
I'm
my
very like,
fuck.
I always like, I love that part when they're like, oh, is it this? And I'm like, I don't know, is it? Like, keep reading because, like, especially with, I mean, I try and do it with all my books, but that one for sure, I was like, I am going to put people, because I like my bestie editor calls me the pretzel queen because I love my plot twists like pretzels. Because I was like, I am going to turn people in every single direction. Like, I don't know if you noticed it, but like when I would do like right before and even during, like, so like the killer point of views, like right before and right after, I would try and make at least two people look guilty before and after each thing.
Oh, I know,
So
bitch.
people were like, "Oh, it's this one, duh." And then I'd introduce someone else and they're like, "Motherfucker, what about this?" I'm like, "Yeah. Yeah, yeah."
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Sloane and Carver
Mhm.
are your two main characters. Oh my god, I love Carver. My heart bleeds for Carver. Oh,
Carver
mm.
is my Sour Patch Kid because he's one of those characters that like you love to hate but hate to love because you're just like you like, especially so like it's a lot easier for people to love him if they understand mental health, especially if they personally understand it. It's very easy to love him. But again, on the same hand, those people that understand those things, it's easy for them to hate him as well. Um, because you sit there and you're like, "Oh, you motherfucker, like, ooh, you make me so mad. Like, why do you like I know why you do this, but like fuck you." And then at the same time, you're like, "Oh, my heart like fucking hurts for you so bad."
There were times where I definitely was cussing out Carver, and I was like, bro, stop your fucking shit right now, you
Yeah.
dumbass. Um, so Carver and Sloane, it's based in a psych ward.
Dun dun dun. Yeah, I like to call it my toxic love in a psych ward with a side of murder mystery. Which, by the way, Carver happens to be one of the very well, technically, Carver is the only voiced suspect. Like when like characters actually name him as a suspect, but for readers, they believe that there's multiple suspects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And let me tell you, the way you had me on the edge of my seat so many times.
Well, especially towards the end. I would That's why I told you to read that one live because like once you get there, like that's like my favorite part. Like I always say, I hate writing mundane stuff. I hate it.
It's
It
boring.
is the bane of my existence. I love writing my plot twists and the action. Like those are my favorite. And so like
You
that's why I loved the end of the book so much, which I try and do that with all my books. Like I obviously have stuff spread out throughout the books, but like once you get to the end of my books, like I really enjoy doing the like bam, 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 bam over and over again. Like you think you're done seeing something crazy and then boom, here's another thing. Boom, here's another thing. And people are like, "What the fuck?"
you didn't hold back at all towards the end.
No. I will say
Oh,
there actually was a completely different ending that I planned for, but it hurt my brain trying to write it out. And so, like, I had a completely different plan in place, but like, it was one of those things that, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I will never put out anything that I'm not proud of. But I am my toughest critic, and I wasn't sure if I could pull it off with the original ending that I wanted to do.
I don't think I could see this I don't think I could see bleeding hearts in any other way now. Like,
Yeah.
that ending was perfect. It was fucked up, completely fucked. Please read your trigger warnings. And if any of it sets you off, your mental health matters. Um, it is not
There's actually a
cute and
note in there
cozy.
about it, like right before you get to trigger warnings. There is a note there for people that your mental health is way more important.
And it is any single time. And you have a playlist.
I have a playlist for
And
every
your
book I do. It's like
book.
book playlists are my bread and butter. It's one of my favorite parts about the writing process is making a book playlist.
So, can I read your intro right above the trigger warnings?
Yeah.
Okay. Your mental health is important. This is not a happy, cute love story. It is a dark book with a lot of anguish and gore. Please be honest to yourself and mind the triggers. The trigger list is not to be played with. That is all I'm saying is it is. Mm, I love Carver. I need to, and I bought this book and I was like, I need to have this at as a trophy. But honestly, like, I've read it, loved it, and now I kind of want to gift it to somebody else so they can read it.
Yeah. Well, and I want to say too, like, I'm really big on, I don't just write my books for myself, I write it for other people so they don't feel alone. Um, it's like the biggest thing I do with all of my books, except for Dead Valentine, because that was just depraved craziness. But, um, with this book, I actually did have a few people message me that were like, holy fuck. Like, either I am diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and you got this spot on, or um, holy fuck, you were in my brain, or I used to be married to somebody with borderline personality disorder and like this is so spot on and like thank you so much for writing this and like because I even told people when I wrote it that like I absolutely was not going to romanticize the disorder. I was going to make it very real and very raw. Um, but I had to be very careful with it too because like technically there was kind of another like a second backup idea for an ending. Um, but it was one of those like, you know, you get a light bulb idea and as soon as I got the idea, immediately me and my bestie editor were like, "No, I can't do that." Because I felt like it would send the wrong message and I didn't want to do that. Because I wanted people to understand that yes, being with somebody with borderline personality disorder can be incredibly difficult. But what you need to understand is the person with borderline personality disorder, like you think it's tough being with them, and yes, your feelings are valid, but it's a whole nother ball game for the person that actually has BPD. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt like I didn't like I wasn't gonna romanticize it, but I also didn't want to make it seem like one, they don't deserve love because they do. But I also didn't want it to make it seem like I have to give this person like obviously the end of the book, like the ending is very subjective on if you think it's a happy ending or not. But I didn't want to make it like so incredibly like, oh, you're never gonna get anybody. You don't get this, you don't get that, like fuck you for this and that. And so like I had to be very careful with the way that I laid it out.
Mm-hmm. In your book, Bleeding Hearts, I love the fact that you brought BPD to the surface.
Mhm.
But there's another aspect I extremely love the way you wrote this out, and you have facts about PPD throughout your book. And I don't think I want to ruin that part, actually. I was going to say something else, but I don't think I want to ruin it. If you get the physical copy, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. But the fact that you have mental health facts and you bring it to light and you make it so realistic,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's seriously not talked about enough. Your book isn't talked about enough. Borderline personality disorder isn't talked about enough. Trauma isn't talked about enough because they're seemed as like taboo subjects.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's quite a few of us that bring mental health awareness to others who would otherwise probably look over it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's what, like, I try and do that. Like, I'm really big on doing that with all of my stuff. All of my books, there's a lot of mental health awareness. There's a lot of trauma and healing. And I like to make it known that, like, especially because, like, my books are born from my trauma. Granted, yes, I do write some stuff that I don't know about, but I do heavy research, which you can tell by the stuff that I do in that book. But I like, it's very important for me to show people, because, like, sometimes when, and this isn't to, like, take away from, like, what other people are writing, but some people will put trauma into their books. Um, but it's almost like it's introduced and then it's removed, as if the person just, like, automatically healed and everything's okay. And that's just not how trauma works. Um,
Mm-mm.
Everyone sees it different. To me personally, um, trauma and healing are lifelong. A person can quite literally, a person is healing every single day. A person can believe that they are healed and say that something hasn't triggered them for at least 10 years. But I guarantee there will be something that happens in their life that will end up out of nowhere, and it will surprise them, because that's how it works. That's how triggers are. That's how trauma and healing is. Something random will happen and it'll fucking hit you again like a fucking train, and you're like, whoa. And so I always put that in there, that, like, yes, like, this person found love. Yes, they're healing. Yes, these good things are happening. But guess what? Still fucking healing. This XYZ still triggers me.
And there's nothing wrong with being triggered again and taking those steps back. The fact that they're trying to, you know, move past it and heal, and, it's always a revolving
Oh
door.
yeah, it's
Like, it's
constant.
just,
Like,
mhm.
I've been away from my abuser for years now. And there's still, like, I'll be fine, I'll be fine, I'll be fine. Like, literally, I kid you not, just Saturday, I got triggered again. And now I got to work on that not bothering me all the time. It was literally body wash, because my sister gave my boys body wash. And I was like, "Oh, I wonder what this smells like." And I open it and I was like, "Oh, oh no."
Fuck.
It smelled exactly like my abuser's cologne. And I was like, "Oh, don't like that." And I'm
In
like,
the trash
now
to go.
and I'm like, now I'm gonna have to, like, deal with that, because, like, it was a free gift. And so I'm like, here you go, boys. Don't like that. Nope, not a fan. And sometimes it's
I'm
things
so
as
sorry.
little as that. I mean, it's literally body wash. And, like,
It's a
was not
smell, it's a
expecting it.
sound, it's a
Yep.
memory, it's a movie, it's a song. Literally, it can be anything, an item,
Well, see,
somebody's.
and like, the other thing too is that, on the same hand, and this is the thing that some people don't realize about healing is, and why they think, like, oh, I'm cured, but really they're not, is sometimes the same thing that will trigger you, other times you're fine.
Won't.
you'll
Mm-hmm.
finally get past it and you'll actually have a moment of recognition and go, oh my God, like that doesn't bother me anymore. That's so amazing. And then out of nowhere, it happens again. And you're like, oh, hello. Hello, darkness, my
Yeah.
old friend.
I love you. Kate. So you also have This Life and the Next
Yes.
by you. You also have Next Life,
He's,
and you also have Double Life.
yep.
I love. Is that a crow or a raven?
It's a
Raven.
Raven. Because her
I actually
nickname's
have a
Little
raven
Raven.
tattoo. I love that. So, oh my god, I
This
just have
life and the
so much
next
to
is
say.
actually, Nova is 98% me.
I
That
love that.
character is literally like, if people that know me that read that book, they're like, holy shit, hello, Kay. And I'm like, well, yeah, she's like 98% me. Her trauma is mine. Like, there's like backstories in there, like flashbacks, literally my story.
I'm gonna have to read it now.
It's a heavy hitter.
But then that worries me because like Bleeding Hearts. Um, I got introduced to you by, being in some like watching somebody else's life.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I got introduced to you first. And I was like, okay, it's on my TBR, right? And then you and I started talking more. And I was like, okay, well, I'll read it. There was a time I was like, I'm going to have to pause. I'm going to have to just pause, step away for a minute, and then come back to it. But then I didn't want to step away from it. It was like that whole push and pull aspect of,
Yep.
okay, like, how much more can you take? But that fucking ending slapped. I didn't know if I should be giddy about it or if I was mortified. Like I was like, oh my god,
I know. I've even had people too that were like, "You bitch," like because they feel like a lot of
the
people have
end.
like been asking for a book too because they're like, "No, the story's not done," and I'm like,
It's not done.
I'm like, well, I don't know about that. And they're like, no, no, it's not done. You can't just leave it like that. And like the funny thing is I actually, before I got in like the worst writing slump of my life, I actually started a spinoff for it. I got a few chapters in and like they're gonna be in it, but it's not their story. Cause that's the thing. I mean anything could change, especially with my fucking squirrel brain. But as of right now, when I was writing that spin-off, like, yes, they're going to be in it, obviously, but like, it's technically not their story. But they're in a psych ward, so like, obviously, you're going to see a lot of them. But they're not the main characters of it. like, I
I
mean,
don't
this
know how I
is,
feel about that one.
like, that book dropped in July of 2024. And that hasn't changed. Like I have not had a single light bulb for them to get another story that's just for them. I have many ideas of like, cause I'm not like, it's so weird. Like I'm not done with them. I love Carver and Sloan. I love them so much. But like, I just don't have any like main character energy stories for them. I definitely want to have them around. Like they get mentioned in Dead Valentine, but it's very brief mentions, like very brief. And there's a chance that this secret project I'm working on, they might get mentioned in that too. But I mean, it's very, like, everything's very, like, little blips. The most you're ever going to see them is if I ever finish that spin-off story.
Do I get to know about the secret story off air?
I already told you what I can. I can't tell you anything else or it'll just spoil all my stuff. Because, you know, me and my plot twists. I will
And
say
you
that I
seriously
just
don't hold back.
recently wrote a really intense fucking scene for it, though. I had to laugh at myself because um it was a very like thriller-esque scene. I made my own heart race. I was like writing it and my own heart was racing and I'm like, oh fuck. And I did
Well, I
that
can't
twice
wait.
because I like ended the chapter, like starting the whole thriller scene, and then I had to
Mhm.
start the next chapter with it like still happening, and I'm like, oh fuck. I'm gonna give myself a heart attack reading it.
Don't do that. We need you to keep writing. Oh my gosh. You I don't even I want to say so much, but I don't want to ruin any of it. You guys just got to go read Bleeding Hearts. I don't know what else to tell you guys. Read all her books if you like thriller, murder mystery, suspense, mental health. That's Kay's book. And I mean K dot space Iller.
Yes,
I call her gay. That's just what I mean. Even on TikTok, I'm like K, or like I'll message you like K,
that's
come
what I
back.
just tell everyone, anyways, because yeah, well, especially because TikTok's really picky about K.iller.
Yeah, you
And
can't
so I'm
say it.
like, just call me K.
Oh my gosh, though, for Sloane and Carver, were there parts where you personally had to take a break writing it because it was too much?
Oh, so like not so much breaks, but like here's the thing. I put myself through an emotional roller coaster myself, which is why like I allow myself to laugh and giggle like when people are freaking out about stuff in the books and are like yelling at me and I'm like, ha ha ha. But like what people don't understand is like I put myself through it while writing it. I don't just sit there like stone face and like that's the end of it. I like literally put myself into the mindset I need to write certain scenes. So like if there's something traumatic happening, either it's happened to me or I am visualizing it to like as much as I can because I need to feel it to write it. And I there actually was a scene in there like and it's the scene that like I mean obviously I want my books to be audiobooks, but this specific scene is the reason that I want an audiobook for Bleeding Hearts so bad because I literally so technically Carver is based I have a friend who is also a TikToker who he's actually on the cover of this book. Um and he helped me do a lot of research because he has borderline personality disorder. Um, and I had asked a bunch of friends, I said, listen, I have to write this really heavy scene. Can you please put me in the mindset? I said, be mean to me. And I had asked them, like, I'm like, I need you guys to be mean to me. Well, nobody was taking it serious. It was like, you know, like I love Dean Winchester. So like they were like, oh, well, fuck Dean Winchester or like, oh, Dean Winchester. I'm like, you guys, no, like I'm being serious. I need you guys
Go
to
harder.
get me in this mindset and it wasn't working. So I messaged my friend and I'm like, listen, I need you to talk to me the way you would when you split, which is another term you'll learn about while reading the book. It's something that happens to people with borderline personality disorder. But I was like, I need you to speak to me the way you would during a split. I'm like, here's like the layout of the scene. I said, so if you were in a split, what would you do? What would you say? And he's like, I don't want to do that. He's like, I don't talk to you like that. I don't want to do that. And I was like, will you please do it? And so he did. And Jesus fucking Christ, did he fucking go ham? And I was like, okay, I can write it now. Thanks so much. And so, like, I had to, like, literally replay it in my head, like, over and over again as I'm writing this scene. I'm like, that's not very nice. Like, but I also had to, like, put it in, like, the mindset of, like, being Sloane hearing this. And I'm like, I don't like that very much. But like I did it because I knew it would make an impact. Like it's a rough fucking scene. Like especially like
I
if
know
you're
what you're
sitting
talking about.
there and you're going, okay, these people are in love with each other. So to put yourself like to have the reader sit there and be like, okay, like say, because like some, not everybody does this, but some do. Like when you're reading, sometimes you act like you're the FMC. You put them in the mindset. And I'm like, now could you sit there and imagine the person that you're in love with saying these fucking horrible, horrible things? And like, obviously, they don't mean them, but like, they know what to say to like trigger you, to hurt you, to fuck you up. And like,
Hmm.
it's heavy.
Wasn't laughing because, mental health is nothing to laugh about. But I knew exactly what was going to happen when you ask somebody to go hard like that.
Yep.
Like and you, I mean, it's good for the book. And honestly, during some of those BPD episodes, people don't realize like it can happen and they don't remember it.
Yeah. Well, and it's hit
And I
or
think
miss.
that's
Like
what people don't
sometimes
realize.
some people don't remember it, some remember it very vividly and have to like there's like so like my friend that I did the research with that's on the cover, he had said that like I mean there's obviously like little blips that are not remembered, but like the very big things he remembers very vividly, and it makes it so much harder because again, the thing with people with BPD um, is imagine you're depressed, okay? Now take that and like times it by 1,000, 1,000,000. Like it's so intense. Like, or if someone goes, "Oh yeah, I'm sad," but for them, they're fucking drowning. Or like say, "Oh, I'm happy," but for them, they are like they're elated, they're ecstatic, they're just like it's like ecstasy. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. Like colors are brighter and everything smells wonderful and it's just a beautiful thing. Um and like one of the things that I tried to make a common theme in the book, which is what my friend told me, is when he loves you with everything. But when he hates you, he fucking hates you. He wants nothing but the worst for you. Um and so I mean that's just it's that's why I say like as like difficult as it is as somebody that would be with somebody with BPD, and yes, again, your feelings are valid. I will make that very clear. Everyone's feelings are valid. But please understand that the person that actually has BPD, um, they're having a hard time. They're I mean, it's not sunshine and rainbows, unless they're, having a happy moment. But like there's still at the end of the day, there's still those moments. Like, I actually really resonate with Carver a lot. Um which is so crazy to think about. But I'll never say like I'm not going to self-diagnose, but I'll just say that I really resonate with some of those emotions, and
Yeah.
it's not easy. It is not easy to feel like that because sometimes the other thing too is that you can be so happy, but there's so much trauma that even then you're like, oh, when's it gonna happen? When's it gonna happen?
And can we point out to the fact that people aren't born with BPD? BPD is born from trauma
Yes.
or made from trauma. It is not something that people with BPD chooses. It is excruciating and awful, and um it's just an awful diagnosis, but it's not something that they chose for themselves.
Nope, not at all.
And something that they would want to go away, but their life or something has caused such an impact on their psyche that BPD is born and or made or created, however you want to phrase it, and they're going through hell. So,
And the thing is like, yes, there are, and here's the thing that people misunderstand. There is no cure. The thing is that with BPD and with other mental health issues is, again, you can heal. You can put all the work in. You can get better, but there's still going to be hard days for the rest of your life. And it fucking sucks, but unfortunately, that's the way brain chemistry works. Um, but I do want to say to anybody that's listening that does have BPD, I fucking see you, and I'm proud of you because you're still here. So thank you for still being here because I know that existing can fucking suck sometimes. So I'm proud of you. You made it another day. And I like to tell people all the time, people say like, take it one day at a time or take it one blah, 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 blah. But for me, I will tell you this much. Sometimes one day is too much. So I will tell you, if you need to, take it one day, take it 1 hour, take it 1 minute, take it 1 second, take it one breath. And then you take another fucking breath and you go from there. Because sometimes that's all you can fucking do, but just keep fucking breathing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That people with BPD, some will literally warn you when you're pushing them too far, and then you get exploded on. And you're like, what
Yeah,
the
it's
fuck?
not, I'm
And you're like,
telling
I
you,
told you, I warned you, I told you not to go there. I told you to give me a minute. You didn't give me a minute. And now welcome to fucking hell. Like,
yeah,
you got what you fucking deserved.
it's not a game. It's not something to play with. If somebody says, I need a moment, give them a fucking moment. And if you need to, because unfortunately, us as humans are inherently selfish. If you need to understand it better, imagine yourself having the worst day ever and being completely overwhelmed, completely overstimulated, and you just need a
Your clothes don't
fucking
touch right.
moment to breathe. You don't want someone talking to you. You don't want someone touching you. Now take that and magnify it and step the fuck back if you're asked to.
Yeah. I mean, because you're not going to like what happens.
Well, and not
You're
only
just
that,
not.
but I will say this much because this is another thing that I learned doing all my research. And let me tell you, it really fucking pissed me off. Don't be a garbage fucking human being and like learn the things that trigger people and purposely fucking do it when you're in a bad mood. Don't fucking be that person.
Because people with BPD can be the most sweetest people.
Oh,
The
absolutely.
most sweetest, the most caring. But you fucking push them too far. Or you do something that you know will trigger them, like Kay said, and you get what you deserve. That's on you.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have no sympathy.
But I will say on the
Um,
other hand, here's the other thing I will say because I will play devil's advocate here. Because I am very much I'm an empath. So I see things from both sides all the time. So I will say on the other hand, for the person that is with or like even if it's a family member, like family member, significant other, whatever it is, um, that knows somebody with BPD, I will say this much. Your mental health matters just as much as well. You are not less than, and
mhm.
you need to set boundaries. Um, because yes, there's going to be bad times, bad moments, but at the same time, everyone needs to take accountability. So don't feel like you have to shut your mouth and fucking take it. Because here's the thing that is also where toxicity is born and it fucking breeds like crazy if you don't put your foot down and set boundaries. So again, I will never say like, oh, just take it. You have to set boundaries. You have to tell them, hey, listen, like, you know, we need to work on this. This is what we need to do. Like, I like to tell people, like, if they have because I'm very much the person that can say, oh, do XYZ, but I can't do XYZ kind of thing.
Mhm.
But like, if you want to know how to set a boundary in this particular aspect, then what you say is, okay, if a split is incoming, then what we both need to do is step back. That doesn't mean you have to leave them. That just means give them space. But they also need to know they need to give you space. So you guys have that set in stone. Like, listen, a split's about to happen. Okay, you go do your thing. But again, sometimes you also have to clarify, like, listen, I love you very much. I know you're about to split. I am not leaving. If you need to go, be calm and find a way to cope and feel better, you go ahead and do that. I will be right here waiting for you when you are ready to speak. But it's one of those things you have to reiterate. I'm not leaving, but I am letting you have your moment. I am here when you are ready. Because if you just go, just fucking leave, that does not help. You have to be very firm with it. I'm here. I'm not leaving. I'm giving you a moment. You come to me when you are ready, but I am here.
Let me just clarify. I don't mean like, people need to be subjected to that, to a split, right? But if you're purposefully pushing them
Oh God, then you get everything
and
that you
you're
fucking
that's
deserve.
that's what I was
Yeah.
meaning. Like
Oh no, I
if
knew
you're
what you were saying.
purposefully if you're purposefully trying to get somebody to split, if you're purposely pushing everybody's or their triggers and they are telling you like, "Hey, I'm going to split," and you keep on and it happens, that's on you. I mean, they kind of told you. But that's not I'm not meaning like,
So I guess
you
you can
deserve
like
that
yap
treatment.
about my book if you want to while I go.
That's what I'm doing. That doesn't mean that, you need to take that, or, your mental health doesn't matter, because it is. But when somebody warns you, please take it seriously, because they will hurt your feelings. It's not pretty. So there we go. There's my little spew on it. And I'm glad you stayed. And it's rough. Mental health is rough. And it's really, really not talked about enough. So, and you'll probably hear us talking about mental health a lot on this podcast. You will hear men's mental health, women's mental health, postpartum anxiety. Ugh. I mean, at least it's not the S word.
Ew. No. Listen, forecast. You didn't hear that. That
I
better.
said the S word. It doesn't know what I'm talking about.
It better not. Well, riot.
Oh my gosh, seasonal depression. It has been so pretty. And I'm like, thank you for letting me not get super depressed with the seasonal depression.
Listen, depression lives in me, so like it doesn't matter.
I'm just saying it gets so much worse when it's the S word. It's fine. But I appreciate you, Kay, for coming on, geeking about your books. You have a platform anytime you want it, because I love it.
Thank you.
I love Bleeding Hearts. Everybody needs to read it. If you are capable and you are mentally able to read Bleeding Hearts, read it. It is a psychological fuckery in the best way. And I was mad at you quite a few times, though.
I'll take it. It's fine. I will, and I will say this too. If y'all find me on TikTok or Instagram, I know some readers are very back and forth about it. Um, if you want to message me about your roller coaster that you're going through while reading the book, I'm totally fine with it. I'm not, I know some people are not okay with that, but I'm definitely an author that like my DMs are open if you want to talk about the book. Or like another thing that I leave open for people as well is um I'm willing to talk about, like, say you see a trigger warning that you're like, I don't know, and you have a question, you can ask me and I'll tell you. Like, I had somebody that signed up to do an arc read of Next Life, And they were like, "Hey, listen, I'm really sorry, but like I need to ask you a question about this trigger warning because it's one of my really heavy triggers. And I need to know if I can actually read this or not." And they asked me about one of the triggers, and well, I'll just say it so everyone's out there and aware. So it was about SA. Um,
Mm.
and they were like, "How in depth do you go with this?" And I laid it all out for them. I said, I don't want people to feel alone um, when they're reading these kind of things, but I also don't want to like fully send someone into a flashback and get triggered into a flashback. So I was like, I don't go into heavy detail. Um, like one of the scenes, it's just a very quick, like, she goes, "Yeah, it was my birthday and XYZ happened." But it was like very vague details, just enough so you know what happened. But it's not like full detail. Or like there was another scene where like you knew it was like it was gonna happen. And as far as it got was her like um dissociating to not be in the moment, and she gets saved. Because I'm not there to
Mm-hmm.
trigger people fully into, "Oh my god, this is what," like I just like, this is what's happening. Like it's very real. This is something that happens. I don't go heavy into detail. I will say Dead Valentine, I have much more detail for on things. But again, that's another one you would have to ask questions because one of them, like one of the pretty heavy triggers, is more of a it's just talked about. It's not detailed, but like the essay side part, there is a detailed scene. So like that's why I'm very much like, listen, I got the trigger warnings, fucking look at them because like I will say
You don't hold back.
I don't, and I will say like um I made a lot of people mad with Dead Valentine. And I'm not like, I put trigger warnings out there. When I did promo posts, I talk about my triggers all the time. I literally posted them before I dropped the book. But some people ignored them and they got very upset with me. And if I'm a bitch for saying it, I'm a bitch for saying it, but you should have listened. That's on you. You were
I don't
warned.
think
You cannot get mad at me because you didn't listen to what you were warned.
I don't think that makes you a bitch. You're just emphasizing like I she really doesn't, you guys. She does not play with her fucking trigger warnings. Like it just it's out there and we're sorry that you ever had to experience that. And if you need to pause, if you need to put down the book, if you need to just completely disregard it, do it. A book is not worth your mental health.
Absolutely not. And that's what I tell people too. I tell people all the time, yes, I absolutely would love, more than anything, I would love to become a bestseller. I would love to get my books out there. But at the end of the fucking day, your mental health is way more important than reading my books. If it's not for you, it's not for you. If it's too difficult, it's too difficult. You will not
Mhm.
catch me being mad at anybody. Like I've had people message me and be like, "I'm really sorry. This is really great writing, but I can't." And I'm like, "That's okay." I'm like, and then like I had another lady message me and she was like, "I'm really sorry, but like I'm literally right in the middle of this. I can't do it." And I'm like, "You know what?
Okay.
That's okay." And then I was like, "I am so sorry that you're going through this, and I am proud of you for still being here. And if you need anything, let me know. And I know this is very difficult." And I'm like, "I'm not going to tell you to do this or don't do that because I've been there and I know how hard it is to leave. And I know it's a rough fucking ride." And I was like, "Thank you for telling me, but like, do not read it. If it's too much, don't read it."
Mhm. 1000%, and thank you for living another day.
Absolutely.
It's a hard fucking world sometimes. So, thank you, Kay, for joining and geeking out about your books. It is Bleeding Hearts by K.iller. You can find her on TikTok and Instagram, and she is engaging. So
I do.
I'm putting that where it is.
I make it a point to respond to every single person that talks to me on there. And I'm telling you right now, if you ever catch me not responding, it's because TikTok sometimes does not like to give me notifications. So if you want, you could fucking send another comment or send a DM and be like, "Ayo, like I said something on XYZ," and I'll be like, "Oh my God, I'm really sorry," because I try very, very, very hard to respond to every single person.
Yep. And even you interact with people in your lives or when you're in somebody else's lives and you're in the basement, honestly, you're super engaging. So I hope everybody takes the time to read Bleeding Hearts if you're capable.
Yeah, I will say,
So,
like, if you, because that one's like, I always tell people, I'm like, that one's a standalone. You can go for that
mhm.
one. But again, like, there's dark elements
There's a
to it.
series.
There's some pretty dark spicy. I will say that, like, I'll call it that. It's more on the dark spicy
Mhm.
side.
Mhm.
Um, but like for the series, that one I always say, if you like soulmates, vigilantes, and trauma healing, then the series is for you. Um, and I very much that's why I call it the emotional roller coaster called the Killer Verse, because I mean within a scene, and you can attest to this, within a scene I can have somebody laughing, crying, turned on, pissed off, and grossed out.
And then somebody's unaliving.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it's an emotional roller coaster.
Right.
I was here for it though, for sure. Well, thank you, Kay, for joining and geeking out. Um, is there anything you want to add?
Um I do have snippets in anthologies. That's about it. I mean, I got my 5 books. I got snippets in 2 anthologies, and I have a secret project going. If you want to check out the anthologies, there's a bunch of great authors in them too. One is called Pretty Little Slashers. You can't miss it. It's fucking bright pink. You cannot miss this cover on the Zon. Okay? Bright pink. Um, that one's all about female slashers. The other one is Monsters, Masks, and Mayhem. A bunch of chaos. It dropped on Halloween. So, but again, there's only because they're anthologies, so we all did little snippets.
Mm-hmm. I love that. All right. Well, thank you, Kay, and join anytime.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.